Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I wanted to meet you. I've heard about you.
And the legacy media is like owned by the Jews.
I was going to say, Ben, come on. You Jews own the media, Ben. You can tell by all the wonderful headlines you guys make.
Bernie Glazer.
What did you think before you got in office? Did you think that Epstein was murdered?
No. In that kind of confinement, this doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
All right, you guys might have listened to this podcast over and over again and been like, how could Dylan be so fucking retarded? Like, I know that one man cannot be this fucking stupid. It has to be a character, right? But I fully blame the Rockefeller schooling system for me being so fucking stupid. Like, I could have been a smart man. I could have grown up to be a doctor, to be a scientist, to be something important. But then I got hooked into a public school system that I couldn't get out of because my parents are broke. They force-fed me a bunch of information that didn't actually matter to me, helped me gain any skills, and now I'm just a mailman, just a retarded mailman, just trying my best in this world.
Yeah, no, I think it's more the mercury, so the vaccines that cause you to be this way, but I'm not sure. I'm no scientist, but folks, this is the Memorial Day episode. Big shout out to all of our veterans. Not the boys in blue. Dylan doesn't back the blue stripe. Dylan doesn't like the boys in blue. Dylan doesn't like the police state. So we're going to strictly give our shout out to our service members, our veterans of the armed forces. We love you for fighting the elite's wars and being roped into it. And, free college is badass, good benefits. I feel like you guys chose the right thing to do.
Yeah, that Camaro is definitely worth it. That signing bonus, $50,000 signing bonus you got on right away is just totally going to be worth it whenever one of your best friends gets blown up by an IED in Afghanistan, whenever it doesn't even fucking matter for us to be there in the first place. There's no point in us going there or fighting a war because of 9/11 to fucking fight these guys that weren't even involved in 9/11, and it basically was just our own people on the inside of the United States, as well as Israel and Saudi Arabia, all joining together in some giant concoction that led to fucking 2 Twin Towers getting blown up and sent to smithereens.
And Dylan's just talking about the 9/11 portion. Let's not talk about the weapons of mass destruction back then under Saddam Hussein and now under Iran. These people have been brewing nukes up for fucking 50 years now, apparently. I don't know. But, again, big shout out to our veterans. I love our boys.
Without you guys fighting the war for the elites, we wouldn't have as much freedom as we do. We complain about not having enough freedom, but in reality, without these people who are willing to risk their lives to fight Israel's wars, we wouldn't be able to walk around freely in this world. We'd probably be under communist rule at this point. I think China would have fully taken over.
Newsflash, guys, this episode is all about getting veterans to back us. We're building an army, a militia to fight against the globalists, and that's the whole entire reason we're doing this.
This just delayed it, though. The amount of people, we're only going to be able to send the lambs to the slaughter so many times where people won't want to go anymore. We're not going to have as good of an army. Israel is going to keep pushing us into wars, getting us slaughtered, and then whenever we're at our weakest, we've used all of our missiles, we've sent all of our missiles to Israel. China is going to swoop in, take Hong Kong, gain even more power, and then eventually start working its way over into our territory whenever they find out we're weak.
I'm going to transition real quick. Have you ever heard Nick Mullen saying, I'm done having sex?
No.
Well, I've heard Nick Mullen say I'm done having sex a lot, and I just want to transition over to this topic. I hate talking to girls. They suck sometimes, guys. I mean, it's just rough. It's harsh out here. It's a bumpy road. Dylan doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's no longer a part of the bachelor lifestyle like me and you, me and most of you. I'm just assuming the Going Postal listeners. There's a lot of single ones out there. Not like I haven't had relationships, but I'm just saying. I mean, God, man, just chick shit is rough nowadays. These broads are putting us through a lot. This is my service. This should be a Memorial Day for all the men that have had to go against the women in their lives.
I fully would have, without meeting my wife and having kids and stuff, I probably would have offed myself by now. Like, not even as a joke, I was fucked up before meeting my wife. And it's not like shit's so much better now. Like, it's not like it's all perfect whenever you meet somebody. But whenever I was trying to date and not being able to talk to women, I can't just go to bars and meet people because I'm socially awkward. I was like, where the fuck do I meet women at? I didn't go to college. That would be another way I could have found someone. I was just literally only going on dating apps and just praying to God that I could fucking find someone. And right before I did find my wife, I'd say 2 or 3 months before I met my wife, I fully committed to praying and trying to use prayer to manifest my reality. Like, I didn't believe in God for a long time, and then just like kind of fully accepted that God was real in my own eyes. Like, in my own mind, I just fully, whenever I was praying, I fully believed I was talking to God, and then just tried to use prayer to manifest my reality. You're not going to get something unless you ask him for it, or that's wrong. You will get things unless you ask him for it, but you need to be able to envision that you can do something to be able to do it. If you live your life right now thinking that you're never going to find a woman, then you probably won't ever find a woman because you're never going to take the steps to actually try to find one because you're stuck in like a thought loop, a negative thought loop that's just ruining your self-esteem. But you need to be able to envision you having a girlfriend, a wife, and kids one day for it to actually happen, I believe.
Yeah, no, I think that's the problem I share. I need to start thinking of these girls as like a wife or a future mother instead of just a girlfriend. I feel like I'm too stuck in the past. I'm too aggressed, guys. It's not like I have a problem getting the girls. It's just keeping them around. Maybe I just am just the biggest miserable piece of shit alive, but I don't think I'm that bad of a guy, and apparently, I mean, I can get them in there. Listen, Dylan, I'm a conqueror, not a ruler. I move on after I don't know. I'm just voicing our concerns in 2026. I think this is going to be a great white boy summer. I mean, June's almost here. And, guys, I'm going to be praying that you're going to get some bitches this year. I've already gotten bitches this year. I'm praying for the Going Postal listener to get bitches this year. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about my listeners, you guys. I'm deeply concerned. I want you guys to have families so we can have future Going Postal listeners. We need to duplicate.
The elites have destroyed the world. They're just hollowing out what the United States is at this point. They're stripping the copper from the fucking United States. That's what they're doing. They're getting rid of all the copper wire inside the United States.
Taking off the tin roof.
They're clipping the quarters of our currency.
What are you going to do?
But so with how bad things are and how crazy it makes you feel, Sam, with how crazy it makes me feel, it's even harder for these women to be able to go through this world because the way their brains work is just different. They cannot live in reality the same way we do. Their feelings consist a lot more of their thoughts than men. And
they're emotional beings.
Yeah, it's just they need to be wired that way for kids. There needs to be like yin and the yang in the father and mother relationship to the kids. They can't just... There needs to be that, and there's nothing you can do about it, but that is going to make all women that you come across just fucking fucked up. They have no sense of morals anymore. They've literally been... They're all aborting their kids. If not half, it's probably fucking 75% of women nowadays believe that it's okay for you to murder your own child.
Plus.
They're not born yet. They're still inside your body, but it's already a conceived baby. It has fucking eyeballs, a heartbeat. It's a fucking baby inside of you. And they've warped women's brains to be able to kill the baby that they grew inside of them. It is insane.
They convinced him a fetus is a clump of cells. I mean, if you throw a bunch of ingredients to make a cake inside of an oven, eventually it's going to be a cake. If you take it out halfway and smash it on the ground, I mean, you can call it not a cake all you want, but it was going to be a cake.
So there already you're getting rid of 75% of your entire dating pool, which is already just putting you at such bad odds. And then just on top of that, any other viewpoint you have that a woman is just going to find like, oh, I can't believe you think that way. I'll never be able to date you or have any, just because you would disagree on one single thing like that. And you can't get them to change their mind. Their minds have been warped to a point where I don't think they can ever turn back. And it's literally just about the inconvenience of having a child. They want to be able to freely go around and fuck whoever they want, not deal with the consequences of having and raising a baby.
They would rather sacrifice it to Moloch than have this kid running around. What was Kanye West saying? Like fucking 80% of the black population was aborted or something crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about? He was going nuts on a podcast and everybody was fucking losing their shit on him, but he was fighting.
I don't really know what clip you're talking about, but that whole Planned Parenthood is like literally a Jewish idea that has been brought into the United States to kill black people, pretty much.
It's a eugenics program, and they just hide it as being a good person.
And they've made the women think that you're fucked up if you don't support Planned Parenthood, whenever the Jews have literally infiltrated the United States, put that into our system, and have aborted not only blacks, but just anybody in the lower class of society, any of the plebs. It's not just about killing blacks, even though that is the majority of what they're killing, because I'm going to be honest, a lot of black mothers are killing their kids nowadays.
It's the culture, man. They grabbed you guys up, they got you in a fucking chokehold. It's game over.
And
Dylan, they think it's cool to kill their brothers.
I need to be able to have some type of words of encouragement for you here, because I was just basically just like, Sam, if I was in your position right now, I would have fucking offed myself.
Listen, I would have Cobained myself. I would have stuck the shotgun in my mouth and pulled the trigger. But it doesn't. Dylan, you know me. I'm a bull. I'm a stoic. Nothing can get me down. I'm Sisyphus. I keep rolling the boulder up the hill. I don't care if it goes back down. I don't care.
I think God actually does give his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. So you're right where you need to be.
I wish he didn't think this much of me. I wish he thought a lot less of me, because my God, I got to roll with the punches the way the big man upstairs has been operating.
Something my grandma told me recently that actually made me feel better about what was going on is, if you just pick random members in your community and your family, you all got together and threw all your problems in a big basket in the middle, you'd probably end up taking your own problems back, because once you actually realize what other people are going through, it makes what you are going through not seem so bad in comparison.
No, that's absolutely correct. I mean, I'm grateful. I just know that the way to get podcast views, I mean, we gotta voice our concerns about women.
Yeah. There is outrage sells a little bit in this world nowadays. If we just got on a podcast and just talked about how good our lives are going and talked about what was going good in our lives, I feel like that's not as interesting as just talking about the elites taking over the United States and hollowing us out.
Dude, when was I listening to War Mode the most? Whenever Spud was having a mental breakdown over his relationships. So I'm just going to bring my relationships to the table. I'm just going to bring my dating life to the Going Postal experience, and I think you guys will enjoy it. I mean, everybody likes hearing about girl problems. I mean, dude, a little gossip.
You'd like Patrice O'Neal a lot. Whenever I was a bachelor, I was watching Patrice O'Neal's old shit. Do you know who that is at all? Yeah, he was on Opie and Anthony back in the day, but his radio shows, and he also had like his own radio show for a little bit before he just ate himself into a coma and eventually died from fucking diabetes. I think he knew that he had diabetes and just never went to the doctor or anything, and eventually just was like, you know what, whenever it comes, it comes.
He just said, fuck it, I'm going to die from it, I don't care.
But yeah, his point of view, whenever I was just cutting grass, it felt like a life-changing moment for me, the way he looked at women, because I put women up on a pedestal before listening to that show and listening to that, and I never really got someone's input of just being like, bitches ain't shit, to be honest. They kind of have their own shit going on that might even be even worse than men shit, so.
Bitches ain't shit. Juice WRLD said it himself, all girls are the same. Listen, Dylan, you just got to think of it from the perspective that, are you really just such a lonely, miserable bastard that you can't even take just being by yourself in your own head? You have to fill it up with drugs and you have to have a whole nother person. You have to bring a girl into the situation to fill your time up. That's how much of a miserable bastard you are. You don't even want to be around your own thoughts for a single second. You have to fill it up with drugs and women. To even continue existing, to even continue going on, you tell your fellow podcast host that you hate talking to women, even though you told them that you have to stop the podcast to Snapchat a woman real quick. Listen, guys, this is the hell that we're talking about. Don't worry about that. This is a great leap forward for the podcast, guys. We're carving out a space for the Going Postal listeners. We're carving out a space for the people that aren't exactly happy with where they're at in life. And you know what? I'm here with you guys, me and you, against the fucking world. At the very least, you know that Sam will be here. Have you seen that black dude crying, saying that? I mean, you don't even know what's going on in a nigga's life. You don't even ask a nigga if he needs a hug or something. That's what we are.
You should be miserable, though. I'm not trying to say you specifically should be miserable, but you listening as well. Not just
Dylan wants you to be unhappy, apparently.
This world is fucking cruel. This world is filled with suffering. This world is filled with cruelty. The chase over and over again of trying to find a woman just to be rejected again, just for it to not work out, is just diminishing. And then you're expected to just go into the next relationship and give it 100% again, just like you did the last time. And it's a hard world. And I believe that really, like, with my whole search of doing drugs, doing mushrooms, LSD, smoking weed every day, that is just trying to fill a void because I'm not okay with sitting in my own thoughts. I hope I will be one day, but I really am not okay with just sitting in my own thoughts, and I've proven that by continuously smoking weed every day.
I mean, obviously. I mean, these people that tell you you're doing drugs to fill a hole. Well, no fucking shit. Thank you. I appreciate that call out.
It's a tough world out there, and like what this world is just you getting tested over and over again, you getting hit with suffering over and over again, and then there's bright shining moments of happiness and greatness, but that's fleeting, and then you get right back into the monotony, and then if you're lucky, you're in the monotony of just everyday existence, and hopefully it's not depression and even worse than that.
Listen, if you didn't know what suffering was, you wouldn't know what happiness was. What did the Buddha say? He said life is suffering. And that's all right. It's okay. It's fine. It's no big deal, guys. It's not like you have to be happy all the fucking time. Imagine being so dead set in the mindset that, I got to be happy all the time. Literally every waking moment of my life, I have to be at the tippity top. What the fuck are you talking about?
Another thing that is definitely not helping my mental well-being is the continuous consumption of information, knowledge, YouTube videos, just shit on my phone. While I'm working, I'm listening to podcasts. Like, I don't really listen to that much music anymore. I'm just trying to take in information. It's like I need to start meditating or something. I keep getting into a new fucking thing every week. That's how it seems lately, but it seems like meditation would do me some good, being able to slow down my own thoughts and just sit in existing, sit in the present, and not living in what's going on in Israel, what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in our political climate, and just actually paying attention to what's going on from my own two eyes.
Bro, I've been doing this major. I've been hard on this grind. 0 Bluetooth headphones in my ears. Even in the shower. If you're in the shower, you want to put on that YouTube video just to listen to it while you're taking a bath. No, you sit in that shower and you fucking shower like just a normal person back in there. You don't need to have a YouTube video on while you shower. Literally, I was thinking, just have 15 minutes in a day where it's just you, just by yourself with your own thoughts. I mean, just think about it, guys. Just get to that 15 minutes. Just tell me what you think about after that 15 minutes. It's going to be a brutal 15 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I do more than 15 minutes every day, and it's rough. Do you know what a dry drunk? Do you know what I'm talking about whenever I say that?
Yeah.
You're sober, but you're fucking white-knuckling it. You're sober, but you're not doing the mental rehabilitation. You're not doing the things in your relationships to make sure that you're not going to go back on the wagon.
Not trying to air out my family members, so I just won't say who it is, but specifically one of my family members was like that, where he was an alcoholic for a really long time and then quit alcohol completely, but then never did any other step to try to fix what was causing him to be an alcoholic. So now he's just kind of like a hollowed out version of himself, and just because he's not doing anything, he thinks that that's enough, instead of like actually living and experiencing life to the fullest.
Listen, everybody everywhere knows with drugs, obviously it's best in moderation. You don't have to be a completely fucking sober person. You can be a perfectly normal person and you can drink and smoke sometimes. It's just the sometimes part that kills people. I mean, it kills me. Don't get me wrong. We've discussed it on the show. I'm a crippling addict. Nothing is going to stop it. I've literally tried multiple times, and that's what it is. I realize the problem every time I've tried to get on sober. It's a dry sober. It's a white knuckling. It's a fucking white knuckling it every single day. Just fucking decreasing. I just wish I could have that moderation. Just imagine being able to fucking only smoke on the weekends, Dylan. Just imagine ripping a bong only on the weekends, strictly.
I was able to quit nicotine. I'm just going one at a time. You're not a fucking Superman. You're not going to be able to do everything all at once. Just fucking...
And if you do try to quit all your addictions at once, you're going to crash. You are.
You'll crash out.
You're going to have a mental fucking breakdown if you try to quit all of your addictions. I've tried it. You're going to fuck up.
You're going to relapse and do heroin. You never even were thinking about doing heroin, but you're just like, fuck it.
No. You're going to ruin the relationships with your friends. You're going to ruin your relationships with everybody if you try to quit all your drugs at once. So don't do that. We have personal experience. Just don't try that.
This sounds like an addict behavior, like trying to continue the shit going on, but I really am. I'm going on vacation in a month with my wife, and we've made the decision that after that we're quitting nicotine. You just got to quit one, get some confidence built up before you're able to quit another one. If you have multiple things going on. Maybe one of you guys just dealing with one thing at a time, but I know that's not the majority of us out there. A lot of us are dealing with multiple things. You need to be able to just quit one thing, gain confidence from that, and work your way into quitting something else.
These are tough times, guys. Do what you can.
I wonder what my life would be like right now if they wouldn't have made weed legal in our fucking state, and I couldn't just easily go into a dispensary now that I'm 21 and get weed at any time I want, stock up as much weed as I could possibly carry. Like, the limits are insane as to how much you can buy at one dispensary sesh.
You'd probably be a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, probably. If I don't have that...
You need to unwind after a fucking day, brother. Come on.
That's what I've seen. I don't know if that is why a lot of people around us are alcoholics, but I feel like a lot of people around us would be better off, not even just around us, but as a society in the United States would be better off smoking weed compared to how heavily they're addicted to alcohol.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's all filling a hole. Any drug that you do, you're just fucking... You're filling something up. But I know personally, from a personal experience, I am the biggest shithead whenever I'm drinking. I'm the worst version of myself while I'm drunk. And I'm not that way whenever I'm super stoned. So I know you need your fucking inhibitions, man. You can't just go around saying whatever the fuck you want, being a drunk retard.
I feel very lucky that I was able to snap out of this, but before I turned 21, whenever it was still cool to drink, once you turn 21, it becomes fucking, who cares about that? Now I just feel lame doing it. But
Retards.
whenever it was illegal for me to drink and still cool, I could not stop. Like, once I started, I could not stop till I either threw up or pissed my pants that night whenever I was sleeping. That's where it eventually led to me every night, and somehow I was able to snap out of it. I think smoking weed every day I just like replaced one vice with another, and now I just became a stoner rather than an alcoholic. But I think if weed wouldn't become legal in our state, I probably would have turned back to that, maybe even harder than I ever thought I could have.
Listen, we're not here to talk about what ifs. Let's get back to the main subject. We're talking about you being enslaved by the education system. I think that's the topic of today's episode. This is like a major throwback, guys. If you remember the original format, just bringing a topic, just bringing a conspiracy topic, just talking about it. We're just talking here.
And our whole topic that we wanted to talk about on this podcast is John D. Rockefeller. I don't know if that's just a placeholder for the Jews in our history books, but John D. Rockefeller is supposedly a real person. And I'm sure a lot of you people have heard
Not even sure he's real.
he could just be a placeholder.
He's not even going to verify that he existed. He's just going to go with it.
But
this is a World's Fair. Supporter here.
In Standard Oil was his company. He basically controlled oil in the entire region of the United States. He controlled not just one single process of it, but refining it, distributing it. He owned oil as far as it goes in the United States. He had infinite money, basically. If you look at him now, it's like a Bill Gates character. Just so much money, you couldn't possibly spend it in your kids' lifetimes, your grandchildren's lifetimes. It's so much. And he created, in 1902, he created the General Education Board, and then it officially was brought upon by Congress in 1903. And it was the reason he was able to create this General Education Board is because he donated $180 million to the United States, which is the equivalent of $6 billion today, if you adjust for inflation.
So what are you insinuating? You think that him putting all the money into that system, he was able to control some part of it? Is that what you're talking about?
I think that before the industrialization of education happened, that's where it started, and it just continued over time to turn into what it is today, now 120 years later. But I believe before then we were a lot more focused on philosophy and debate and understanding the reality of what's going on. And then this was the start of pushing an education system that focused on not questioning what you're being told, just telling you the facts of what happened.
See, now you're starting to get to it. We're going from the questioning schooling to this is the answer schooling.
And it's not just that. It's not just limiting your mind that way, but they're also limiting your mind, like we've said, with the information, but also with the rigidness of the bell system that they implemented. Everyone sits at a desk. You're there for 8 hours a day. You don't question why you're there. You don't question authority that's in each classroom. If you question that authority in that classroom, you're brought to a higher up who's going to get you in even more trouble. And they're creating a system.
What does this remind you of?
They're creating a system of workers like how we have today. They're creating a system of worker bees that all support the queen bee, that all make the honey for the queen bee.
You know, and that's why they're trying to get rid of you. Is they're gradually realizing that we don't need any more of these worker bees anymore. We can replace them. Dylan, they can be replaced with robots now. We need you to abort your children. We need you to stop putting more things in the education. These germs that you're hatching, these amoebas that we have to take care of, that we have to educate. We're going to send them to some hellscape for 8 hours, learning shit that they're never going to use in their life. I mean, after 8th grade, I mean, let's be honest. Whenever we start getting into the algebra and things, what job are we ripping algebra on? I haven't used algebra once ever.
And the stuff like higher learning, the stuff like algebra, where it actually is useful, that is not being taught in the public school system. Like during these 120 years, the elites didn't send their kids to these public schools. The public schools that they created that were supposed to be for everybody, they sent their kids to special academies that were private schools where there's a tuition there. It's not just everybody can go, everybody learns the same basic slop. You actually learn philosophy and real history, and
Oh no.
And you debate.
We're good. It's all right, guys. Don't worry about it. We thought we lost everything there for a second. I thought we were fucking sunk.
Yeah, we're good. And they'll say the Rockefellers, like that class, they're sending their kids to academies to learn the real history and what's really going on, and they're actually able to question things. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of the episode. Don't blame me for being retarded. The Rockefellers have put this education system in where I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn what I was supposed to. I'm just a fucking retard who I could have been great. If I could have been to private school education.
Whenever Dylan could have been learning about the ice walls and the ancient origins of human beings, instead he was learning fucking bullshit like math and science. It disgusts me.
People don't even know about the dragons and the Nephilim. They still think that's dinosaurs. Are you fucking retarded? You gotta wake up, people.
You don't know. You're telling me you don't know anything about the World's Fair. You don't know anything about the plaster structures that they threw up. You're telling me you don't know anything about the mud floods in the old world. Do you know anything about Tartaria, the Tartarian Empire? Fuck, I think the public school needs to step up.
That would be funny if this just actually was what was going on.
It's the only thing they teach you in Yale is about the ice wall.
We've just actually been right about everything in the private schools.
Whenever you go to Harvard, they actually start teaching you about the plaster structures.
But this education system, you weren't supposed to question authority. You were supposed to become a worker. Right now, where you are put into this world, most of you listening, I'm sure a lot of you out there aren't doctors, lawyers. A lot of you are just like McDonald's workers, fast food workers, grocery store employees, Uber drivers.
No. You guys are not fast food workers. I know that our audience, this is a bunch of lawyers, doctors, engineers, STEM fields. What are you talking about?
I know that is not the case because I'm just going off of averages here. There is not enough jobs, high-quality jobs for the amount of people in the United States, especially when we're giving them all to Indians and fucking Mexicans and giving them people who illegally entered this country or on these visas. We do not have enough high-quality jobs for the amount of people. So odds are you probably are an Uber driver out there, and that's okay.
Or a landscaper or a postal worker, which are also pretty cool jobs.
But we thought AI was going to get rid of these fast food jobs. We thought AI was supposed to get rid of the garbage truck men, the jobs that none of us wanted. So we could pursue being poets, being authors, being graphic designers, being podcasters.
Dylan, why do you think they're rolling out the euthanasia? It's only a matter of time. We just need to chip away at these people. It's just because they know that they'll have mass riots if they do start replacing these people.
There is no opportunity for us because it's been stripped away from us. The American dream is dead. It's been dead. And you just hopefully now can finally start accepting it and just trying to find your place into the new America. The new America that's beige, boring, and sending a good chunk of their money to foreign nations to fight wars that don't actually matter to the American people.
Life is about making a paycheck and keeping a pistol out of your mouth.
There's every time we start podcasting, it just turns into this, where we're just basically being like, shit's fucked up there, there's no hope. we're trying our best, but that's the reality of the situation. We're not trying to sugarcoat it for you people. We're trying to give you the facts. This is a news podcast.
It's not like we're saying it's fucked. We're just telling you that nothing's going to happen about it because the average man doesn't care. I mean, guys, you know the fucking picture. If you've been listening to us, if you're here listening to us right now, you get the fucking picture. The average man ain't going to do nothing about it. They don't care. They don't care about their dollar being devalued. They don't care about us being replaced. They don't give a fuck. Did you see the game last night? Fuck, did you play the new Forza Horizon 6?
I'm not a big Eric Weinstein or Brett Weinstein guy, but he was on, I forget which one because they both are very similar to me.
He has a theory of everything.
That guy who was on Joe Rogan most recently, either Eric or Brett, he was stuff I disagreed with the whole time. Hated basically everything he was saying the whole time. It was like unlistenable. But at the very end, whenever Joe Rogan finally cuts him off and ends the podcast, he was actually going on a nice rant that I really liked. He was talking about how people have taken away their trust with the scientists and the people who have actually went deep into a specific field of research and have gained a wealth of knowledge. People have fucked over those people. No one cares about those people anymore. People care about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the rich. People think because they're billionaires that they're smart, but these people are fucking retarded and they don't know anything. But we take their fucking words like it's gospel. We accept everything they say as fact, even though they're bullshitters, they're con artists, they're the worst fucking people. If you have amassed over $1 billion, $10 billion, $100 billion, you are sick in the fucking head, and you are basically the devil in human form. It is sick to have that, to hoard that amount of wealth and not give to your fellow man.
It's not a good look. Let's just start out and say it's not a great look.
You're extracting, basically, from the human populace. You're extracting blood, sweat, and tears from humans on a whole. And this would not be possible without technology. You could argue that maybe it happened with John D. Rockefeller and oil, but the scale that these sick elites are able to get away with it's crazy, and it's only going to get worse. The amount of money funneling into their bank accounts is not stopping. You can't imagine how much money is being funneled in their bank accounts, and the rate of increase is only expanding.
These people just got born into a tiny club, folks. That's the only merits they have to gain this, is just where they were born, the silver spoon they had shoved up their ass. Elon Musk comes from a fucking emerald mine family. The dude is not a fucking genius. It's not like he made electric cars. He just got a ton of money from the U.S. government to roll them out.
And the elites sending their kids to these private academies whenever everyone else is being sent to public school systems, they're also taught financial management, how to manage an estate, how to be able to keep the wealth that your family has created and pass it on to your kids. We were never taught that in high school and elementary school, and that's why all of us are living paycheck to paycheck right now, because none of us actually know how to spend less than we make.
What really burns my ass is the smart person stammer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If just a normal guy was up on a stage fucking stammering like some retard, everybody'd be looking at him just like, what is this dude? What is this dude doing? You fucking get up there, you say you have a PhD, you fucking stammer there like a retard for 5 minutes trying to talk about something, and people think you're a genius. Elon Musk sits there for fucking in silence for a minute thinking about a question, and you're just like, is he ever going to answer this? He's thinking about it. Guys, Joe Rogan's telling you he's the smartest man alive. He's just thinking about it. What, you don't think about it before you answer things? No, I don't. I can just answer things. I don't fucking...
Whenever the average man looks at Elon Musk, could just sit there and take 30 seconds to be able to come up with an answer, he's
a genius, Dylan.
Oh my God, he's thinking of all the possibilities, things he could say. He's going fucking Marvel movies. What's that one? He's going Doctor Strange on it, finding all the possible combinations and thinking of the best possible thing he can say. But then if I were to do the same thing, you'd be like, oh my God.
Are you okay?
His brain's moving so slow, it's taking him 30 seconds to come up with just a single answer.
It would be one thing if you were asking somebody the scientific theory or something. Yeah, no, let's take a minute and think about this. But It's like whenever Theo Vaughn is asking Mark Zuckerberg if he likes coffee, and he tells him that he does it recreationally. He drinks coffee recreationally.
And then they gotta do that whole. Mark Zuckerberg is the only one I can think of right now, but they got to do basically like a PR transformation. Like Jeff Bezos did that too. I feel like he kind of like started working out, getting jacked, wearing tight-fitting clothes, and trying to be like more of like, instead of looking like a nerd, how he did back in the fucking OG Amazon days in the warehouse where he's balding. He just fully accepted the baldness, got jacked, and tried to turn into a Joe Rogan figure.
Guys, listen, we know that you have all the time in the day to fucking work out. You don't need to show us.
Elon Musk did it as well. His actual hairline, I'm sure he'd be Joe Rogan bald right now if he didn't have money.
No, his old actual hairline was crazy. But the people that did his hair, I mean, my God, good job.
I really want to know. That's like a source that he's never going to give up. But
what? Who did his root?
Yeah, who did his hair job? Because that's a fucking. I've never seen such a good hair job. There, that's money. That's only.
It's a man with 300 billion that could pay for that.
Only a very rich man could be able to get that. Because I've seen also some couple millionaire influencers, like just with people with just a couple million who have nothing like that, who actually try, and then they get to go to Turkey and get some bullshit put in.
It's probably like continuously replaced, where you just like have a constant transplant onto there, constant like new root transplants from other people.
Along with the financial literacy not being taught in these schools, it's not just that, but it's also, we never really were taught about how taxes worked, about how much we're actually getting fucked over with taxes, about the Federal Reserve being created. I was never taught about that once. In all 13 years I went to school, never once taught about the actual way that money is created.
Why is it called federal?
When it isn't even federal and they don't have any reserves. They're literally printing money because they've ran out. And the only way our system works is they have basically a continuous money printer going.
What are you going to do? Why do we have so much inflation?
I believe that they also were able to teach in these private educations. They were able to teach propaganda. Like, they were able to help you spot propaganda, because spotting propaganda is, I believe, a skill. And I believe that would be a necessary skill to learn in school. And that was never taught in any of my public education system. I'm sure it never has been before, but you need to understand how power works. You need to have an understanding of the reality you live in. If you have no understanding of the power that you're talking about, and you're just being told facts and then expected to regurgitate them, you don't actually learn. You just take that information in, repeat it, and don't question it.
You have a stream of information like the America media system, a constant deluge of psyops into your brain, and you don't have any protection from this. You have no defense against this torrent of straight up psyop slop.
Whenever this General Education Board was created in 1903, the amount of self-employed people was 40% in the United States. And in 120 years, we've gotten that number all the way down to below 10% of self-employed people in the United States. That alone right there is proving their system is working exactly as designed. They don't want you to be self-employed. That's why you're not ever taught in all of your years of education business how to run a business. That's why Sam had to learn everything from YouTube videos, I'm assuming, is because he wasn't actually taught that in school.
Why do they rape you on taxes? Why do they act like it's an impossible feat to do taxes for your business by yourself? It's because they don't want you to fucking do it. They would rather you shake in your boots thinking about doing your business taxes than you opening up the fucking business.
The accounting system, I don't see how that is going to continue the way it is. I think that if you're going into accounting right now in college, you should really consider dropping out.
I think if you're going into any sort of graphics design, you should also drop out.
Yeah. I think AI is actually getting rid of a lot of things, and
I just threw up Dylan a bunch of logos and badass t-shirt designs, and it took me an hour to get like 20 of them.
And we never would have been able to create... I mean, we would have been able to create that ourselves eventually, but we would have also had to it would have taken so much effort compared to just typing in a prompt and just getting that made yourself.
What do I have, Photoshop? Am I made out of fucking money?
There is... if you're spending $20,000 a year on college right now, you really need to make sure that this will be a career opportunity that extends 20, 30 years from now. Because whenever I first thought about AI in high school, just 8 years ago or whatever, I thought AI was like, oh my God, this is going to be revolutionary. This is going to be a game changer. And I had like these high hopes for AI. And then eventually I came to what I thought was the realization, like, oh, this is just a pipe dream. This is just not actually going to happen. This is just 100 years, 200 years from now, we'll eventually get some type of sentient AI, but I don't got to worry about that in my lifetime. And come to find out, I was wrong. And AI is actually going to play a lot more important part in my life than I thought it was going to.
Imagine how it's going to be in 10 years, guys. It's going to be fucking hellish. The AI data centers are already sucking up a bottle of water every prompt. There's not going to be anything left for you. They're going to throw up these data centers next to your house. The prices of your utilities, they're going to skyrocket. The price of everything's going to skyrocket. We're going to trade the beauty of the earth for AI data centers.
I don't understand how we can continue this system going because we're already sucked dry as a lower and middle class. So many of us are living paycheck to paycheck. There's no opportunity for us to save. You could listen to Dave Ramsey all you want. He can tell you spend less than you make. He can.
If I were you, I would start working 80 hours a week.
You got to sell the car. You got to start walking to work. I don't care if you got to take the bus 45 minutes there and back. You got to do what you got to do. You got to beans and rice and beans. This is not realistic to what is going on. You can do this for a time. His advice only works for a time, but we're talking about society as a whole.
He's telling you to work for 80 hours a week. What fucking job is ever going to let you work for 80 hours a week? They're going to look at you like you're retarded. No, we're not going to pay you that much. Are you fucking stupid?
This is society as a whole we're talking about. He goes by a case-by-case basis. Somebody calls in, says they have $150,000 of consumer debt, not even including their mortgage, and then you just tell them, okay, well, you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to eat basically bullshit for the next 2 years to be able to climb your way out of this and spend a whole lot less than you make. And that's how you're going to get out of this. But this is just what one individual case can do one time. But society as a whole, over 50% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody has any substantial savings for retirement. People are going into their 50s and 60s with no retirement at all, no plan. They're only expecting to live on Social Security, which is not sustainable now. Imagine what it's going to be like in 10 years.
Social Security is a pipe dream. It doesn't exist. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. It's fairy dust. It doesn't fucking exist.
And we're pretending like it exists now and just kicking the can down the road until a future politician has to worry about it. Just like we've done in the past, we're going to keep doing that until eventually it's just insolvent. All the money is run out completely, and that's just a history. We had a history. In history, we had Social Security, and now we no longer have that. You put each one of your paychecks into that system, hoping to get something out, and you're shit out of luck. I'm sorry to break it to you.
That's what blows my mind is, how much money are we going to lose paying into Social Security? Just our generation, me and you, and our parents aren't even going to get Social Security. How much money are we just pissing away? It's just going to go into fucking, I don't know. It's game over, Dylan. It's hell. Hell on earth is here. The gates have been opened.
That's how I feel about my pension system at the post office. People act like the pension is this great fucking thing that I'm going to be able to get when I retire, but I have less than 1% faith that I'm actually going to be able to see my pension. That I pay 4.4% of every single paycheck that I have. I pay 4.4% of that before taxes into this pension fund, and I don't think I'm going to get a single dollar out of it. They've already stopped funding. They're contractually obligated. The post office is contractually obligated to fund this pension. They've stopped that for just 2 years right now, but I'm sure it's going to go on even farther than 2 years. But right now, that's just the plan. They're not funding it. The money that is supposed to be there is they're saying they're going to pay back after this 2 years comes up. They're going to pay it back. and put it in there what they were supposed to have. And it's just right now to make the books look better while we're fighting a war. And the post office has bad press. We need to just delay these, and then we'll give them to you eventually. But I really have no faith that's going to happen. I don't believe in our pension system. And I believe that I'm paying the people that have retired now with my paychecks. My paychecks are literally paying the people that have retired already.
Let's pray to Christ that there's going to be some poor sap paying your paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally all I can hope for, is just that the system will last long enough until I fucking die.
Hopefully some fucking robo-taxi isn't delivering mail, taking up your fucking your paychecks.
I don't think that the mail system will go the entire length of my career either. I think it's going to be a diminished letter system. I think letters will be delivered all around the United States, but I don't know if it'll be privatized, like UPS eventually buys the rights to be able to deliver letters, or if there will just be such a small amount of letters that my job basically just consists of delivering packages to people. I can see either just UPS buys the letter rights or that diminished capacity. I can't really see how the post office exists now, just burning money every year. I don't see that continuing to exist whenever I'm 60.
But granted, that's every government institution. Every government institution burns money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not your money to spend, so you might as well just fucking spend it all. Who cares?
And that's, you can see in the post office, it's just like a smaller scale picture of how the government operates as a whole. It's just like we're losing tons of money now, but that's going to be a future politician's problem, a future postmaster general's problem. I don't got to worry about that now. I'm just going to keep business running as usual. Don't question anything. Just pass it off to the next guy.
I mean, what the fuck are you going to do? It's not like if you try to make these decisions, everybody that got you into office is going to be pissed.
It's with Trump, he ran on so much stuff that he didn't promise, though. Like if he actually tried to do the things he was promising, then people wouldn't be pissed at him. The only reason people are all pissed at him right now is because he's doing a complete 180 on every single thing that he said he would do. He told us he would get illegals out. He's done a complete 180 on it. He's like, no more new wars. Done a complete 180 on it. I'm going to end the wars that are even going on right now. No, we're still going to keep supporting him fully. Just let Israel just bomb Gaza until there's absolutely nothing left. I don't give a fuck.
You really think you can go against the globalists? You really think you could stop them?
It's Miriam Adelson donated like fucking $300 million to Trump's second term, like his campaign for him to get elected this most recent time around. That is a huge part of why he's so gung-ho about supporting Israel no matter what, but I'm sure that's just one single donator. And that person's just even in the public eye. Miriam Adelson's like an actual name that you can put on paper. I'm sure there's people behind the scenes that no one's ever even heard their names for that are donating just as much money, if not more.
I mean, just look at the Thomas Massey campaign. Everybody loves Thomas Massey. The whole entire crowd's screaming whenever he's telling them that he lost. And then you go over to the guy that won. Fucking crowd's dead silent. The dude got $30 million from somebody that doesn't even live in the fucking state. We just need to take the money out of the fucking politics. The only way to get out of this, bro, we're going to be living in a hellscape if we don't get the fucking money out of politics. You can't just let somebody give $30 million to a campaign for a fucking tiny-ass state.
Yeah, that really does just show you how much the money controls everything, because he's one of the most famous politicians right now, the most beloved as far as the general population goes, and he can't even win his own fucking tiny little district or whatever, like his own tiny...
Everybody was saying, whenever he was speaking out against Israel, whenever he was talking shit against Tel Aviv, everybody was saying, okay, well, Thomas Massey isn't going to win his next election. Lo and fucking behold, guys, the jokes write themselves. I mean, the corruption just goes so deep. If you say anything about him, if you're a politician, you say anything about these fuckers, you're done. It doesn't matter how beloved you are. Just look at what's happened. Look at Thomas Massey and see what'll happen.
I really just want to look at that as, because, I don't have the most trust in the election process in the United States. So I want to look at that and be like, oh, they obviously fucking rigged those votes. The other dude that Thomas Massey was going against didn't even debate him. He wouldn't debate him because he knew that he would get fucking crushed in any single debate he would go in. So he purposely didn't debate him and still won.
Did you see the ads? Did you see the ads for him?
That's where I was going with this. I want to believe that the election wasn't real, but this is what Dave Smith was talking about on his podcast the day after Thomas Massey lost. He talked about that, how there was the most money that's ever been put into an election that's like that size. That's like whatever he was
Kansas.
in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah. There's been no amount of money that's ever been put into an election that size for Thomas Massey's opponent. And it's all going into basically like Fox News ads, Facebook slop ads, shit like that. That's tricking boomers into going out and actually voting for the competitor. The young people don't have time to fucking go vote. They're working. They have jobs. It's very inconvenient for them to go vote. It's hard for people to show up at the polls. People who are very engaged, people who know what Thomas Massey's about and know that he's a good guy, they'll go out and vote for him. But it's hard to actually get numbers to go out and vote whenever you have basically a giant army of boomers that have been tricked by Facebook slop ads and Fox News ads, who are so engaged and think that they're so right that they got to go out and vote, and they have all the time in the world because they've retired and have nothing else to do.
Thomas Massey's opponent, in his advertisement, he doesn't talk one time. It's just Donald Trump saying how strong of a handshake he has. I'm not joking. He doesn't say a single word the whole entire fucking advertisement. It's just Donald Trump hyping him up, saying, this guy used to be a veteran. I mean, you should have felt how strong he squeezed my hand whenever he gave me a handshake. He'd almost break my hand. We're voting a guy in based on the strength of his handshake.
I actually did not think that they would be able to get Thomas Massey out like that.
Dude, the American people are fucking retarded. Maybe just the older people. I don't know. I'm hoping that the younger generation, I'm hoping we're going to have a massive step up whenever me and you are like 40. But it's not.
You can't.
There's no way.
You can't look at it like that. You can't. I know there's a lot of reasons to get no hope, but that is just a specific area in Kentucky, and not the United States as a whole. Thomas Massey as a whole, he's beloved in Kentucky. I know he is. He's won elections in the past. Like just this election, they were able to trick enough boomers to vote against him.
It's just painful knowing how much like the 45 plus demographic fucking.
There's a lot to be said about being stuck in your ways. Whenever you're growing up, before you turn 30, let's say, you're able to learn new skills and learn new information a lot easier than whenever you're stuck in your ways at 50, 60 years old and you've lived your life, you think you know everything, you're retired. What's some new up-and-comer going to tell me? I fucking know everything. I don't need to learn new shit. I know that Israel needs to be supported no matter what. I know that if Donald Trump says we need to go to war to support Israel, we goddamn need to go to war to support Israel. And fuck these Iran motherfuckers.
They have nuclear weapons.
They're just stuck in their ways, and I don't know what can break them out of that, because I see that in people in my own life. I see that in boomers in my own life that are stuck in their ways who can't actually absorb new information. So how do we wake up the masses as a whole? Who knows?
We don't. The system protects itself.
And
there's a reason why we're shadow banned on YouTube, guys. There's a reason why you wouldn't be listening to this unless you sought it out. Is because if you speak truth to power, you're going to get silenced.
There is hope, I believe. I think that Thomas Massey,
next generation, they know.
Not even next generation.
They know about the Jays. They're going to stop them. Don't listen to Dylan. I believe the White Hats.
We don't got to wait for the next generation.
Hats.
I'm talking 2028 Thomas Massey presidential campaign.
2028 Thomas Massey for president. We stop the globalists in their tracks.
This is such a good parlay. He fucking goes off of this. He's like, all right, you guys saw what happened in my election. You guys know what I'm about. You guys know that I'm a good man. I'll fucking fight for the American people. Put me in as goddamn president of the United States. Let me come in after Trump.
Tucker Carlson for president. Everybody's been talking about Tucker, too.
I like that one a lot, too. I'm not saying I agree with every single thing, but I'm not going to agree with every single thing every person says.
Tucker's a Fed, but at very least he talks about it.
At least he is right on a lot of the important issues.
At least Tucker will agree that Jesus exists.
Yeah. At least he isn't.
At least Tucker's a God-fearing man instead of a demon in human clothing.
At least he's not a dual citizen who just never talks about the other country that they have citizenship with, but is actually, in all reality, the most loyal to that country.
Come on now. Stop.
This really does just break down American politics nowadays to if you're America first or if you're Israel first. That is what it breaks down to. There's America first politicians. There's very few of them. Thomas Massey is one of them. And then there's Israel first, which is basically the entire Trump administration.
And 90% of Congress. You walk up, dude, have you seen all those videos of just the dude recording in just any state house? He's walking up, hey, are you guys Israel first or you America first? And
Yeah.
every single one of them, we can't answer that question. What do you mean you can't answer? I don't understand what they mean by we can't answer that question. I mean, just how fucking... It is literally like a cult. It's hellish.
That one dude that lit himself on fire at the fucking gates of the White House, he might have not been too crazy after all. There might have just been a crazy world going on around him and just drove him to that point.
And they got you laughing at him. They have you laughing at the dude that burned himself alive protesting. That's what a Buddhist did during the fucking... There was some Tibetan revolution whenever the Chinese are taking over Tibet. Some monk lit himself on fire. That's where he got that from.
That's pretty savage if it just has lived on in history till now. Some dude lighting himself on fire in protest.
I mean, dude, you saw the tank, man. What happened in Tiananmen Square? Who was that dude with the grocery bags that stood in front of a tank? Would you have done that?
There's literally no chance I would even have that much balls. Like, I want to believe that I have that much balls to do that, but whenever I am actually put in the reality of that situation, like, say I have kids, like, now.
And, dude, just imagine, like, how hard they try to suppress that one image. You can't find that image fucking anywhere in China, I guarantee it. You can't find an image of that dude standing in front of the tank.
Can you even fucking actually find out what happened in Tiananmen Square on YouTube? Like, is there even videos on that, or is YouTube specifically censoring that too?
I don't know. I've never looked up Tiananmen Square on YouTube. Surely you can find something on it.
I'd hope so, because that would be just fucking crazy if they're blocking... We know the censorship is bad, but they're at least keeping it to, like...
I mean, dude, they say they killed, like, 100 people on that day whenever, like, for sure thousands of people were killed.
I guarantee you don't actually hear about the official story. Like, they'll do, like, what they do with 9/11, like how they give you the official story supposedly on these YouTube videos, but any of the actual real story is all hidden away on... You have to go on BitChute just to be able to find it.
Dylan, whenever I was making those AI logos, every single prompt I was putting in, okay, you want to know the one prompt that got refused? Pastor fighting Moloch and Baal. T-shirt design. It said it couldn't do that. Surprise, surprise.
Which software were you using?
It's Microsoft 365. Copilot.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's the best one. By far. That's why those images are fucking slick.
We got a little rant going on gay and trans people while we were saving the episode, so I feel like we should just keep it going. And that mind virus of trans, I know it's kind of like talked about already, the whole woke shit. It's kind of old news at this point, but the mind virus of being trans is still happening even today. And they look at you as a bigot, as some fucking traitor, just for not accepting their delusions in their own head. It's mind-blowing.
It was really classified as something mentally wrong with you until the 60s.
You know who Soft White Underbelly is?
Yep.
I watched a Soft White Underbelly interview of this dad who... He got together with this girl, she got pregnant, but then she ended up breaking up with the dude before they ever even had the kid. So she's still pregnant, they already broke up with, but he's still going to be a dad in this kid's life. And she, before the kid is even born, is already talking about how, oh, I would just love it if he was trans. I would just love it if he was non-binary, saying shit like that. Like, if they already knew it was a boy, they already knew the gender, but she was like, if he was a girl, if he thought he was a girl, I would have no problem with that at all. So then before he's even born, before the boy's even born, she's already saying shit like that. Whenever the kid's born, basically from the time that the kid's born, she just treats him like a girl. The entire fucking 2 to 3 years that he was not able to get full custody of the child, where eventually the CPS was just like, what you're doing to your child is child abuse. Like, this is fucked up what you're doing. And the kid got old enough to tell, like, whenever he would get time alone with the dad, like, they would get split custody. Whenever he'd be with the dad, he'd be like, I'm not a girl. I know I'm not a girl. Even at 2 years old, he'd know he's not a girl. And that is with an entire life of some crazy bitch telling him that he is a girl. He even knows deep down in his fucking core that he's not a girl.
He's got a wiener.
The mom wouldn't let him. They went to Disney World. The mom wouldn't let him go on any rides until he wore his princess shoes and not his boy shoes.
No way.
They bribed the fucking 2-year-old, the fucked up. And this is like, I'm sure this is like a crazy example, but this is the type of thinking that is happening in society. They're doing it for attention. They want their kid to be trans. They want to be trans for attention. It's like, it's some type of sickness.
Look how progressive this family is. It's just
Yeah.
wanting to be part of the tribe.
It is just wanting to be part of the progressive tribe and not actually caring about what's best for your child or what's best for yourself. I believe that any trans person, I know there is some rare scenarios where like some fucked up shit happens where they're born with 2 sets of genitalia.
If you're a hermaphrodite, I'm fine. Totally. If you got both sets, you be whatever you want.
More power to you. But the majority of trans cases, I believe that mental illness can be worked through in therapy, and you can accept the body that God gave you and not have to try to change it to be something that you're not. I feel the same with plastic surgery too. I believe that all plastic surgery, even the smallest amount, is not okay in God's eyes. I think you should be able to accept the life that God gave you and the body that God gave you and not want to change it for your own personal satisfaction.
It's not even for your satisfaction. It's more for other people's satisfaction too. It's what's so the worst part about it is it's not. This shit isn't even for you. Half the thing that people do in their lives, it's not even for them. You're not even doing this shit to benefit yourself. You're just doing this to impress other people. These fuckers post it on their Snapchat stories all the time. Bro, I get it. You're doing things. You don't need to tell me that you're fucking doing things.
I think we should end it off with something that actually is kind of beautiful, is whenever you have a kid, you actually cannot comprehend how much love you can have for something. You can't even love yourself as much as you love your child. Even the most egotistical person. Like that love that you can give to your son, my first son that was born, was amazing. And then whenever I thought another child was coming, I was like, how is this love? How could that much love be split and give it to another child the same way I gave it to my own first son and give it to another child as well? But I truly believe that I love both kids just as much, and it's God's miracle that they're breathing every day, and I just truly feel lucky that they're in my life.
It's the unconditional love. That's the important thing, guys. It's like with people with dogs. Everybody like, why does everybody have a fucking dog? You don't want to have an unconditional love machine inside your fucking house?
Yeah, I gotta get a dog as fast as possible. The kitties just aren't doing it for me. I love my kitties, but the way the cat's brain works is just not the same as the dog. The dog is just sitting there like, how can I please my master, over and over again.
Dude, it's man's best friend. I mean, and Dylan, let's be honest, every little boy needs a dog.
Yeah, right.
Literally, fucking, that pup in there, she was the best thing that happened to me whenever I was 12. So.
And it helps teach a kid responsibility. Like,
you can't just let this fucking thing die.
Yeah, not just caring for yourself, but it teaches a kid how to be responsible for something other than itself.
And it teaches them not to be a fucking dickhead either. Because if you find your kid being a dick to the dog, then fucking there might be some problems.
My daughter's not even a year and a half yet, so she has an excuse to be a dickhead, but she's still learning how to, she knows how to pet the cats, and she pets them all fine. But whenever she wants to pick up a cat, she just grabs it by the back of its fur and just picks it up with one hand.
That's fine with a toddler, though, at the very least. At least it's not like some psychopath where you found a dog's head on a fucking stick in the backyard.
Where did your dog you've had for fucking 5 years just all of a sudden just has stab wounds on the back porch?
You find squirrels mutilated in his room.
Yeah, I think we can end it off that. I feel like we've been going for a good while here.
No, we've done our jobs. We told the troops Happy Memorial Day. We got bleep blop. His weekly slop. It's been a long time. We've been trying, guys. It's fucking busy time of the year. We're gonna have a major fucking episode though. Dylan has something big in the works. Big shout out to Dylan.
Shout out to all the Patreon boys listening, especially if you made it this far, even if you're not a Patreon member. Thank you for listening and supporting us. We got plenty of stuff coming. I just bought a crazy-ass camera, a wireless mic. We're gonna do some crazy stuff. We got a lot in store for us. You guys might have thought that we were lacking on the uploads lately, going slow. We're just taking a hiatus just for what's to come. We're just preparing for what's to come.
Guys, we got to grind. Listen, we got to keep our heads down. We got to keep our eyes on the ball. We got to keep ourselves alive to keep producing content for you.
And there's something to be said about recording too much content. Because some of these podcasts, whenever they have daily uploads, they record 5 times a week. There's only so much to talk about. With a Going Postal podcast, you know whenever you're listening, you're going to get quality content. We're not just going to give you slop that I'm meeting with Sam every day just to record some bullshit together. You know you're getting the most quality content our two brains can produce.
Hey, you don't get a blue chew head halfway through this fucking thing. I mean, you don't. Come on now, guys.
You will get us eventually. Once the shit gets taken off, we will eventually just
once Dylan sells out,
fully corporatize this podcast. We're going Blue Chew ads, Manscaped, anybody who will give us money.
There's going to be McDonald's ads on this fucking podcast.
For real though, thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. See you guys next week and peace.
Peace.